Have you ever found yourself pretending to be someone you're not just to fit in or succeed? It's a common mindset in today's world, fake it till you make it. But what if I told you this approach might actually be hurting your chances for real success? Shocking, right? Studies show that nearly 70% of people experience imposter syndrome, feeling like they don't truly belong or deserve their success. In fact, faking confidence can actually lower your chances of making it. But here's the real kicker. Faking it doesn't lead to real success, it leads to burnout, anxiety, and a lack of self-trust. The truth is, pretending to have it all together only stops you from growing into the person you're meant to be. So, how can you stop faking it and start actually making it? In this video, we're diving deep into why faking it is a trap. We'll uncover the hidden dangers, from internal conflicts to unrealistic expectations, and show you how to embrace authenticity instead. Stay tuned as we break down real, actionable strategies to stop pretending and start becoming your best self. It's time to ditch the mask and build success the right way. Chapter 1. The Masking Dilemma. Why pretending leads to inner conflict. Pretending to be something you're not sounds harmless, but it creates a real inner conflict. When you wear a mask, you're covering up your true self, and that creates tension between who you really are and the image you project. Over time, this can lead to feelings of emptiness, burnout, and confusion. The pressure to maintain this facade can drain your energy and hinder personal growth. A study from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people who feel they have to act inauthentically tend to have lower levels of well-being. When you're not true to yourself, you're more likely to experience anxiety, depression, and dissatisfaction. The more you pretend, the more disconnected you become from your core values and needs. To combat this, start by practicing self-awareness. Take a few moments each day to check in with yourself. Ask, am I being true to who I am? Reflection is key to breaking free from the cycle of pretending. It allows you to identify when you're acting out of alignment with your values, helping you make more authentic choices. Another strategy is to practice being more vulnerable. It can be difficult to take off the mask, especially if you're worried about judgment, but vulnerability is where true growth happens. According to Brené Brown, vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a source of strength. In her book Daring Greatly, she says, vulnerability is not winning or losing, it's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. To stop masking, you must be comfortable with imperfections. Accepting your flaws is a critical step in building a stronger, more authentic self. Embrace your mistakes as learning opportunities, not signs of failure. It's the small, imperfect actions that lead to bigger personal transformations. Lastly, surround yourself with people who encourage authenticity. The more you're around those who accept you for who you truly are, the easier it will be to drop the mask. Find a supportive community where honesty and vulnerability are valued over perfection. Chapter 2. The Illusion of Confidence. When acting tough actually weakens you, it's easy to fall into the trap of pretending to be confident, especially in a world that celebrates boldness and success. But the illusion of confidence doesn't lead to real self-assurance. In fact, faking confidence can weaken you in the long run. Acting tough or pretending to know everything may impress others at first, but it creates a foundation of insecurity. A study published in Psychological Science found that people who try to act overly confident may actually experience more self-doubt in private. They may feel the pressure to keep up the image, which leads to anxiety and burnout. Pretending can leave you feeling disconnected from your true self. True confidence comes from acknowledging your vulnerabilities and embracing your unique journey. People who are authentically confident are not afraid to admit when they don't know something. According to psychologist Amy Cuddy, author of Presence, real confidence is about being comfortable in your own skin, even when you're uncertain. Cuddy's research shows that adopting a power pose can help you feel more confident in moments of stress by changing your body language, helping you project your natural self. Instead of faking confidence, focus on building your actual skills. Confidence isn't something you can act your way into, it's something you build over time by showing up, learning, and improving. Set small, achievable goals, and celebrate your progress. Each time you accomplish something, even if it's small, your confidence will grow. One effective strategy is to adopt a growth mindset. This concept, popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, emphasizes that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. When you focus on growing rather than pretending, you give yourself permission to make mistakes, learn, and evolve. Another way to boost real confidence is by practicing self-compassion. Instead of berating yourself for mistakes, treat yourself with kindness. When you're not constantly criticizing yourself, you'll feel more secure in who you are and less inclined to put on an act. Chapter 3. Overlooking the growth process. Why faking skips the essential struggle. The fake it till you make it approach often overlooks one of the most important parts of personal development, the growth process itself. When you try to fake it, you're skipping the struggles, setbacks, and failures that lead to meaningful change. Success doesn't happen without effort or challenges. In fact, research shows that embracing struggle is key to real growth. According to a study published in Psychological Science, people who embrace failure as part of the learning process tend to be more resilient and successful in the long run. The study shows that when people confront challenges head-on, they develop stronger problem-solving skills and a greater sense of persistence. This resilience is vital for sustainable success. So, why is it so tempting to skip the struggle? It's human nature to want instant gratification. We see others who appear to have everything figured out and feel the pressure to fake it so we can keep up. But this only delays real progress. The truth is, it's the struggles we face that refine us, teach us new skills, and ultimately help us grow. One way to avoid skipping the struggle is by reframing challenges as opportunities for learning. Instead of looking at obstacles as roadblocks, see them as stepping stones toward becoming your best self. In Grit, Angela Duckworth explains that perseverance and passion for long-term goals are more important than talent. Grit is passion and perseverance for long-term goals, she writes. When you embrace the process of growth, including the struggle, you lay the foundation for true success. To foster this mindset, try focusing on progress, not perfection. Small wins over time can lead to big results. Celebrate each small step forward instead of waiting for the perfect moment to arrive. It's not about faking it, but about doing the work, even when it's hard. Every bit of progress adds up. Another strategy is to seek feedback. When you're faking it, you might avoid criticism because it challenges the image you've created. But feedback is crucial for growth. Embrace it as a tool for improvement, not a sign of weakness. Whether it's from colleagues, mentors, or friends, constructive feedback helps you see areas for growth that you might have missed. Lastly, remember that growth is a journey, not a destination. Instead of focusing on where you think you should be, focus on where you are right now. Accept the process, including the setbacks and the hard times. It's in those moments that you'll develop the resilience and wisdom needed for real success. If you're finding these tips helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications for more practical advice on personal growth. Chapter 4. The Pitfall of Perfectionism. How faking it fuels unrealistic expectations. Faking it till you make it often leads to chasing perfection, which can be incredibly harmful. When you pretend to be perfect, you set yourself up for unrealistic expectations that are nearly impossible to meet. In fact, studies show that perfectionism is linked to anxiety, depression, and burnout. A study from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology reveals that perfectionists experience higher stress levels and are more prone to emotional exhaustion than non-perfectionists. Perfectionism isn't just about high standards, it's about feeling like failure is not an option. The need to appear perfect can lead you to avoid taking risks or trying new things because you're afraid of making mistakes. But mistakes are how we learn and grow. As psychologist Carol Dweck explains in her book Mindset, the view you adopt for yourself profoundly affects the way you lead your life. Instead of striving for flawless outcomes, aim for growth. A powerful strategy to overcome perfectionism is to embrace good enough. Perfection doesn't exist, and trying to achieve it only wastes time and energy. Start focusing on progress over perfection. Small, consistent improvements will bring you closer to your goals than obsessing over getting everything right from the start. Another effective approach is to practice self-compassion. Perfectionism often arises from a fear of judgment or failure. Being kind to yourself, especially during setbacks, helps reduce that fear. According to Kristen Neff, a leading researcher in self-compassion, when we are kind to ourselves, we are more likely to succeed in our personal growth. Embrace your flaws and imperfections because they make you human, not weak. The next step is setting realistic goals. Rather than aiming for perfection, focus on what's achievable and practical. Break your larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks, and celebrate each step forward. These small wins can help you feel accomplished without the pressure to be flawless. Lastly, take a break from comparison. Social media has made it even harder to escape the trap of perfectionism. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing your real life to someone else's highlight reel. Remember that everyone has their own struggles. As Theodore Roosevelt famously said, comparison is the thief of joy. Shift your focus back to your own journey and embrace the messy parts of life. Chapter 5. Authenticity over act. How owning your journey transforms success. The key to long-lasting success is embracing authenticity, not pretending to be someone you're not. Too often, people try to act like others, thinking they will be more successful. But authenticity is the real game changer. When you show up as your true self, people are drawn to you. They trust you more, and that trust creates stronger relationships, both personally and professionally. Research backs this up. In a Forbes study, 61% of people said they were more likely to trust a leader who demonstrated authenticity. When you're authentic, you create real connections, which are the foundation of meaningful success. This isn't about being perfect or having it all figured out, it's about being genuine, flaws and all. To practice authenticity, start by understanding your core values. Take time to reflect on what's truly important to you, then make sure your actions align with those values. As Simon Sinek, author of Start With Why, puts it, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. When your actions are rooted in your values, you naturally attract the right opportunities and people into your life. Another strategy is to embrace vulnerability. Being vulnerable doesn't mean being weak. In fact, showing your true emotions and challenges allows others to connect with you. According to Brené Brown, vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a source of strength. In The Gifts of Imperfection, Brown says, vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. Let go of the need for approval from others. When you stop trying to please everyone, you free yourself to be authentic. This can be a hard habit to break, especially in a world that values external validation, but it's essential for personal growth. Focus on being true to yourself, and the right people will recognize your worth. Lastly, build a community of support. Surround yourself with people who encourage and uplift you for who you are. A study by the Harvard Business Review found that having a strong support system is crucial to success. Authenticity thrives when you're surrounded by others who also value being real. Chapter 6. The Growth Paradox. Why faking it stops you from becoming your best self. The idea of faking it till you make it sounds appealing, but it ultimately prevents you from achieving your true potential. When you fake it, you ignore the process of growth that is necessary for becoming your best self. Growth requires honesty, effort, and, most importantly, time. Skipping these steps by pretending to already have it all together undermines your progress. According to a study in psychological science, people who embrace challenges and failure as part of their growth process tend to perform better over time. They build resilience and develop stronger problem-solving abilities. Faking success keeps you from these valuable learning opportunities. Instead of pretending to be someone you're not, focus on embracing the journey. Real success comes from hard work and continuous learning. As author James Clear writes in Atomic Habits, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Build systems and habits that support your growth. It's not about faking it, but about consistently showing up and doing the work. Another key strategy for growth is to adopt a growth mindset. According to Carol Dweck's research, people with a growth mindset believe they can improve with effort and practice. They are more likely to take on challenges, persist through difficulties, and achieve long-term success. Rather than pretending to be perfect, focus on getting better every day. Setbacks and failures are not signs of defeat, they are opportunities for growth. Learn from them, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. The key is to embrace failure, not shy away from it. This mindset allows you to develop the resilience needed for long-term success. Lastly, stop comparing yourself to others. Faking it often stems from the desire to keep up with others, but comparison is a dangerous trap. As author and speaker Rachel Hollis writes in Girl, Stop Apologizing, comparison is the death of joy. Focus on your own journey and progress, and you'll find that true growth happens when you stop pretending to be someone else. If you enjoyed this video and want more strategies for real growth, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Stay tuned for more tips on becoming the best version of yourself.